In this video, I will teach you how I use Anki to learn Spanish and some mistakes you need to avoid. So to install Anki, you need to go to Google Chrome or any browser at that. And great news, it's free. On the computer at least. So go to their website and press download. You should know the rest from here. So now you're gonna need to max out or optimize your settings. Other than me explaining each one that you probably won't remember, like how I do, I'll just show you mine. So here. So now you have Anki in the proper settings. How do you use it? Well, it's pretty simple. You just need to create a deck and start adding words. To do this, all you have to do is press create deck and name it whatever you want. Then, to add cards, press add and make sure the deck you want it to be added to is selected and put the word that you want to remember in its translation. Easy, right? But wait, Pavexi, why learn how to add words when I could just install pre-made decks for beginners learning the language? Well, I'll tell you. This is the biggest mistake you can make. On paper, this sounds like a great idea, but in execution, it's not. And I'll tell you why. This makes Anki more like a learning tool than a reviewing tool. So all the new words that are in your deck, you'll probably forget, especially if you don't use Anki every day. This can make Anki feel very daunting and can make learning feel impossible. Instead, you should interact with the word first and then add it to your deck. So then it'll be a lot easier to remember because you already interacted with that word before. Some say you should create a sentence and blank out the word you want to learn to force you to use it again. Either or, whatever is more comfortable with you is fine. That being said, Anki should not be your crutch. You can't just spam Anki card decks and expect to learn an entire language. Not only would that be very boring, there's so much to learn when learning a language, like understanding grammar, pronunciation, and even slang. To learn these things, you need to immerse yourself in the language, to start thinking in your target language, instead of just translating it in your head. You could start thinking in your target language by listening to music, watching TV, and listening to podcasts in your target language. I suggest starting with subtitles in your native language so you can still understand what's going on, and it doesn't take away from all the fun of what you're immersing yourself in. Another mistake that I see a lot of people start to make is that they use words as direct translations in their Anki deck as well. While debatable, I highly suggest adding images on the words to learn instead of direct translations so that you can grasp the concept of the word and not just translate it in your head. This is because in a conversation, you can't just directly translate it in your head or else you would take too long to respond. It's okay to directly translate in your head initially, but to improve and get better at a language, you want to move away from this. Anki is a very powerful tool, but just like all tools, they can be used incorrectly. Now, I am no expert on learning languages or some Anki guru, but I do have some experience. I started just like you, wanting to learn a language and not knowing where to start, but trust me, it may feel complicated at times, but you can do it. So if you follow these steps and stay consistent, I guarantee you can succeed and learn any language you want. All it takes is discipline and just making the process fun. If you like these tips and tricks, let me know in the comments down below, and then I'll be sure to create more content like this later on. Thanks for watching. See ya.